and a very warm welcome. I am Ruchi Sharma. The Web3 gaming industry is projected to be worth $23,000 million in 2023, but the traction has been slower than anticipated. What are the challenges that the Web3 gaming industry is facing, and how can we overcome these challenges? To answer these questions and many more, we have a very special guest with us, Mr. Abhishek Sagar, founder and CEO of Zuraverse. Welcome to 3 TV, Abhishek.
Hi, it's a pleasure being here, Ruchi. This is the last video that was covered about Zuraverse. It was amazing, and I'm looking forward to answer a lot of queries and have an interesting discussion around Web3 gaming.
Yeah. Wow, that's great. So let's start. The Web3 gaming industry has been a challenging one for years, struggling to gain trust and overcome image issues from the play-to-earn era, and traction has been slower than anticipated. The question is, what will drive more mainstream gamers to play Web3 games?
Well, the traction has definitely gone down from what it was expected. And how I see the main reason, and also from a lot of other industry experts and gamers themselves, we did a lot of interviews as well. So the major problem of adoption is because of the user experience. So right now, people have to switch into multiple applications, and the blockchain-based transactions, they also take a lot of time. So that is something that is a problem. So right now, what is actually happening is gamers, they had been given a racing cars earlier when they were playing their Call of Duty and Fortnite and all these top-end games, and it is getting really difficult for them to switch into something which is slower, has more bugs, is a bit glitchy. So yeah, that is the problem here. So if we fix user experience, so that will solve a lot of problems in the industry.
Okay. So according to you, how big is the Web3 gaming market today, and what metrics do you think works best to track growth?
Well, the Web3 market today is around, it was like you said earlier, it was expected to be something like 23 billion by 2023. But what we have on our hand is a couple of billions, like maybe 3 to 5 billion. So we don't have the exact numbers. But yes, it's not more than 3 to 5 billion US dollars right now, and so the reason I would say, and it is like just around 2% of the whole gaming industry. The whole gaming industry is around a market of like 230 billion right now, $230 billion. So Web3 gaming is still around 2% of what Web2 gaming, like the gaming overall is. And the major reason of it is it's young, it's very young. So we are in baby steps of Web3 gaming. But you asked, like, how are we going to drive traction towards into Web3 gaming, right?
And how do we measure that growth? What are the best metrics to know the growth is what the question was.
So the best metrics for growth right now, what we are seeing after seeing so many projects, in the last couple of years. So I would say the best matrix is revenues. Best matrix is revenues, like how much revenues are these games making? And of course, the second one is number of active users. So these two are the best matrices, because other things like, getting NFTs minted or on-chain transactions, they do not give a clear picture of how much users actually engaging into the games. So yeah, revenue and active users.
Right. So what are the biggest challenges Web3 gaming is facing in terms of adoption from both gamers and traditional gaming studios?
Yeah, so like I said, gamers, they want good game, period. They want a game that they can enjoy.
Right.
That is about the masses. Of course, we have seen a lot of boom in the play-to-earn area. People who have been into play-to-earn gaming, they have adopted a lot of crypto games. But to have a mainstream adoption, we need good games with a smooth flow. Like I said, user experience, and user experience would come in front of these games, as well as gameplay elements, innovation, and some innovative ideas around GameFi would definitely be like a cherry on the cake.
So what do you predict will happen to the play-to-earn model over time? What other Web3 gaming elements will the industry shift towards?
So yes, there have been a lot of problems with play-to-earn models in the past, because till now we do not have a 100% sustainable play-to-earn gaming model, because usually the models, they give a lot of rewards to the player in the beginning, and in the end, by the end, the rewards really trickle down to mere pennies, and that is why there is a lot of distrust in this area. So how I see is, if we can make models, those are close to real money gaming. So real money gaming itself is now like $1 billion industry. Even in India, we see a lot of games, although the government has imposed a tax of 28% recently. Even then, there are big companies like big games like Rummy Circle, Dream 11, just to name a few, who are doing amazing. Winzo. There's so many real money gaming applications that people are adopting to, and millions of players are playing these. So if there is adoption there, there can definitely be adoption in the crypto space as well. So there are two things. First of all, there has to be some certain rewards other than just staking and banking on the future rewards, rather than having some rewards which are instant or at least short-term rewards, so that player can get them before the value of any volatile cryptocurrency drops or rises too much. And the second thing would be having a model close to some real gaming models as well,
Okay.
real money gaming, I mean. And yeah, some innovation can definitely happen, which can match both some staking powers as well as some instant rewards. So that will give a nice balance to the whole gaming scene.
Great. So talking about adoption, what type of Web3 games do you think will see the most adoption going forward? How have your expectations changed over time?
Okay, yeah, that's a good question. So, see, adoption, it's hard to predict like which games would be the one that would be making the headlines, would be making, getting the first billion users
Right.
or even hundred of million of users. But yes, the couple of elements that would play the major role would be first of all would be the gameplay, because to have masses, the masses do not care so much about making some money from the games, but rather, unless it's a betting game, of course. But yeah, they want a good game. They want a good, they want good gameplay. They want good mechanics, good aesthetics. So basically, a good game, as well as smooth interactions. So rather than switching from one application to another, if everything is seamless, and I think right now the best way for Web3 gaming is to not let the user know that it is Web3 gaming. So this abstraction would be really helpful, as well as identity. So Web3 gaming, how it differs a lot from Web2 gaming is that here people are, generating. First of all, the strongest point is creation of ownership of
Right.
assets, and that also leads to having a strong identity of the player into the ecosystem, building communities, building ecosystems, building identity, and linking them all with GameFi elements. So whoever does the right balance of these
All these.
elements is bound to grow, bound to excel. And we are, yeah, there are some exciting news recently. Some good companies are coming who have already even in this bear market, they've raised big funds, as well as they are working on some amazing models. So yeah, I'm expecting for some exciting times ahead.
Right. So what advice would you give other gaming developers for gaining traction and standing out in the space?
So if anybody is a game developer, whether indie or if they're a studio, so my advice would be to focus on building good games and having good user experience again. But yes, that is what is the biggest challenge of the industry. But
Of
now,
course.
thankfully, a lot of us have fixed that. So I would say use those platforms, such as even we have built our own SDKs because we've been in the industry for over 1.5 years now. So when we have built infrastructure that could support gaming studios to build their own games, there are other players like Link World, Third Web, and to name a few, there are even more. So they can try out these platforms and use them to integrate NFTs or tokens into their game. But what is most important for the gaming studios is to build an amazing game and then link it with the Web3 features. That is something that can definitely work out at this point.
Right. So Abhishek, how could traditional and Web3 gaming studios work together more closely?
Well, yes. So there definitely has to be a collaboration between Web3 gaming studios as well as the traditional gaming studios. And so, like I mentioned, that we are building SDKs as well as other infrastructure companies are also building their SDKs uh, that would allow easy onboarding of Web2 game developers or Web2 studios into Web3. So first of all, but I think to even to reach there, we need good awareness. So a lot of people, in the gaming industry who are my friends, so they're still not very positive about Web3 gaming or
Okay.
blockchain gaming, crypto gaming, however you may call it. So the reason being all the negative sentiments in the market. So the first of all, what is important is to to build this awareness. And once we build this awareness, like how powerful is Web3 gaming, how it is democratizing the gaming industry in itself, then it becomes easier for them to explore ways and if they have like more information, like I said, awareness about DeFi, GameFi, and what they can bring, like how can they create economics within a game. So that would really empower gaming studios as well. So not only on infrastructure and software level, but there is also cooperation needed on educational and awareness level.
Right. So we know that Web3 gaming is going to be very big. It's going to grow exponentially. Which regions or countries will be at the forefront of Web3 gaming adoption in the next 5 years? Where will it take time to gain traction, according to you?
Yeah, that's a good question. So, how we have been seeing the market, that Southeast Asia and even parts of Africa, and so emerging like developing countries as well, they have been really well in adopting the crypto gaming so far, and that is because of the money wave. Basically, they were able to earn a lot of money from the cryptocurrency based games. But the next wave of the games, of course, there would be these players who have already, been into the Web3 gaming scene. But the next wave, I believe, is coming from Korea, from Japan. If we talk
Okay.
about Asia, and of course United States as well, because a lot of companies are like big investment firms have been investing a lot of money, and some big. So Korea is I'm really bullish on South Korea because there have been some recent developments. A lot of big gaming companies have entered into the Web3 gaming scene, as well as Japan. Japan has been doing really good. So yeah, for farther east and farther west. So United States and like South Korea and Japan. I think they are going to lead the next wave, and Europe probably, Western Europe probably would follow a bit later because once it becomes more mainstream and all the major studios when they come down into the market, then probably the European markets would follow as well. UK would probably follow a bit earlier than the rest of Europe.
So we have covered most aspects of Web3 gaming. Now talking about the broader Web3 industry as a whole, though India is among the top Web3 adopters, regulation in this space is still nascent. How India can emerge as a leader in the cryptocurrency space, and what does the global outlook of the cryptocurrency space look like in terms of regulation?
Well, yes, it's a very amazing thing and very ironical, but at the same time, so like the pace of adoption in India is around 29%, which is the top of the whole global scene. But at the same time, we also have one of the strictest regulations in the world, which was actually necessary at that time because the government was unaware like how to deal this situation, how to regulate these cryptocurrencies.
Right.
But yeah, what is needed is more fairness and transparency in the regulation that are being made, as well as onboarding some of the well-known people from the crypto industry into these regulatory bodies, so that they can put a right decision. They can help put forward a right decision. So that is very
Right.
much needed because there is lack of knowledge globally
Right.
around the impact and around the consequences of how cryptocurrencies can impact an economical model. So yeah, that is the best way forward, to get experts on board, experts who are into the crypto industry already, get them on board, and with their help form a transparent model that everyone is happy with. No one is here to evade taxes. Like
Right.
the serious people, they would definitely want to give taxes, but the taxation should be transparent, should
Right.
be fair. Basically, it should be
Totally.
fair.
So Abhishek, Chain Analysis, a crypto research firm, has found that lower middle income countries are leading the global adoption of cryptocurrencies. According to a report evaluating 154 countries using a global crypto adoption index, India emerged as the top country, followed by Nigeria, Vietnam, US and Ukraine. What is the rate of adoption in crypto?
Yes, so there is a reason why countries who have a weaker currency compared to the US dollar have a better
Adoption.
adoption rate for crypto and that is because they needed an alternate source of currency,
Right.
alternate mode of currency because it's always their own native currency has been getting depegged. Um, when compared to the US dollar. So there has definitely been, that's why the adoption whether it be India or some African countries, there has been more adoption. And the second thing is the tech, the awareness around tech. So I would say in India, at least, that is the reason that people are really, they really took deep interest in cryptocurrencies. And so fortunately, that again is a reason why it worked out so well for India. But whether it be El Salvador or any country from South America or from Africa or from the Southeast Asia, so wherever there is, I would say, there is devaluation of their native currency, there would be more adoption of cryptocurrencies.
Right.
And this adoption rate definitely would reach out in developing countries, developed countries as well, such as European countries. US definitely has a good adoption rate because most of the people who have done massive investments in Bitcoin have been there from the United States, and I see that as a major reason why US is also there. But yeah, so it's all about the I would say the native currency, like how the native currency is performing.
Great. Thank you so much, Abhishek, for giving us your valuable time and for having this conversation with us. It was really a pleasure having this conversation with you.
It's my pleasure as well, Ruchi. It's great to discuss around such important and interesting topics with you.
Thank you so much.